Okay, so last day in New York. I have a UN tour at 1:30. It's like 11:50 right now, but I have to check in for it by 12:30, an hour beforehand. So I'm gonna walk to that, which is only a couple more blocks. I'm always early. If you're coming to the UN, you check in behind me, and then you go to the UN. And they scan your ID, and they don't really look at your ticket stuff or anything like that. They just scan your ID and give you a pass. And then once you go through and you get into UN, that's where you go to the visitor's desk that has like the tour stuff. Okay, back at the UN. Behind me is that sphere from Italy. Over there is that gun from, I think, Luxembourg. I don't know. I got plenty of time to kill, which is good because I like the food at the cafeteria. And I didn't see this part over here yesterday. Since I still have like an hour and a half until my tour, I'm gonna enjoy this art. There's a lot of art around here where you can just check it out before your tour. And then go downstairs and get something to eat because I haven't had breakfast yet, and the food I ate yesterday during my meeting was so good. Chicken parm, and then cookie, chips, Coke. Not quite as cheap as the US Capitol. That's really cheap to eat at, but the food here is much better than the US Capitol. Oh, this chicken parm smells so good. The food yesterday was good. I'm excited for this. Okay, so the food at the Capitol was like $9, $10, something like that, $10, $11. But it wasn't as good tasting, but it was cafeteria style, so you could go and choose like anything. There's a lot more options. The food here at the UN tasted much better. My whole bill was like 16 bucks. So I would definitely choose this over the Capitol, but I'll let you choose for yourself. I'm gonna link my Capitol video below. So if you want to see what the cafeteria at the US Capitol looked like, you can compare the food from today. I'm just kind of showing myself around before my tour begins. It's still like half an hour. Okay. Tour of the UN is done. Okay, TSA pre-check, totally worth it. I think I'm passing a million people that are going to the opposite line. TSA pre-check is this way though. That's where I'm headed. Whew. There's a lot of people here. My check-in is so easy. I use the machine, so. Okay, so it is like hella crazy here today, and I've never seen a TSA pre-check line that had that many people, but at the same time, the general line was, you know, 5 times that long. So all in all, not too bad. But everyone in TSA PreCheck, they're so, like, I have TSA PreCheck because the business bought it for me, and after they bought it for me, I saw like how useful it is. It's $85, it's 5 years. If you take 2 trips a year, that's usually 4 flights. It's worth it, right? It pays off. But everybody who has it, they're all like, I'll say 70% of the people who have TSA PreCheck are in their 40s. I'm in my 20s. They wear suits, they wear business clothes. They think they're hot crap because they make 6 figures, and they're always so upset when they have to wait in a line, like, oh my gosh, it's such a bad line. But really, it's not that bad. Also, when you're at an airport, you really want to have like a really bad experience once, through TSA, through ticketing, through bags, through flying, because then any of your next flights won't be as bad. If you have one really bad experience, the rest of them won't be so bad. And this is not bad at all. I've had way worse. For instance, after Super Bowl 48, I spent in this airport, and I think in this exact terminal, I spent like 15 or 16 hours waiting for my flight, hoping it didn't get canceled or delayed heavily because it was snowing. Then it was delayed, then we got on it, then we sat on it for 5.5 hours because they couldn't push us to the runway. Then we had to deplane. Then we were going to get back on, but they had to call the flight attendants union to make sure they could work the flight because they would have gone over 8 hours. Then they were allowed to go on, so we all got back on the flight, and then they finally pushed us out to the runway and de-iced us, and we took off like 15 hours later or something. We still made it to Seattle that day, so not too bad. I had to stay overnight in San Francisco once because my flight would have landed on time, but there was too much traffic around the San Francisco airport with other flights. So the guy had to fly to Sacramento to regas before coming back to Sacramento, or back to San Francisco. By the time he got back from refueling in Sacramento, we were too late for my connecting flight to Seattle, so I had to sleep the night in the airport because it wasn't a weather-related incident. It was, you know, something else. I don't know. It was weird the way they phrased it. They didn't give anyone a hotel room. But yeah, it happens. It's really not that bad. Okay, so my flight doesn't board for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Early for this, as I am for everything. So I'm gonna get some editing done now.